Hello everyone! Ever since Stargate Universe was cancelled after its second season, fans have speculated endlessly about the fate of the crew and the ancient starship Destiny. The final episode revealed that the ship was being prepared for a prolonged journey across vast intergalactic space, forcing most of the crew to enter stasis pods to survive the years-long transit. One pod, however, was damaged, leaving Eli Wallace awake and alone on board Destiny, racing against time to repair the malfunction. The episode ended on this unresolved cliffhanger, leaving the fate of Eli and the rest of the crew unknown, and fueling years of debate of whether Destiny ever reached its destination or if the crew survived at all. This ending raised countless questions. What ultimately happened to Eli and the crew? Did they survive the journey? And had the writers already planned a definitive conclusion before the show's cancellation? At the time, even the creative team appeared divided on how the series would eventually end. Plans reportedly included expanding the mysteries of the ancient starship Destiny, continuing the looming threat of the drones, and delving deeper into the ship's true purpose. Several of the suggested storylines also focus on further character development and new narrative arcs tied to Destiny's hidden mission far beyond known space. Like many fans, however, the most pressing question remains the same. What happened after the season 2 finale? Did Eli and the crew survive their dangerous intergalactic crossing? Fortunately for us, this lingering storyline was finally continued and concluded in the official 2017 comic miniseries called Stargate Universe Back to Destiny, which finally provided a long-awaited closure to one of Stargate's top cliffhangers. The comic picks up directly after the series finale. As Destiny prepares to cross between galaxies, the crew had to face the fact that they did not have enough resources to survive such a journey. As a result, most of the crew entered stasis, while Eli Wallace stayed behind to fix the remaining stasis pod, fully aware that he may be alone for years or may not survive at all. At the end of the episode, we got to see Eli fully embrace his confidence and potential. What followed was surprising. Colonel Young was awakened from hibernation alongside Eli and 5 unfamiliar humans on board. Confused, Young looked at Eli for answers. Eli Wallace explained that only 2.5 months have passed since the crew entered hibernation, describing his attempts to repair the damaged stasis pod, which includes studying the technical manual and harvesting existing energy while Destiny was an FTL, hoping to buy himself more time. His search eventually led him to a hidden section of the ship that contained unused stasis pods, where he unexpectedly encountered a group of mysterious humans who stunned him. These newcomers seem highly knowledgeable about Destiny, though it seems very unlikely that they could be the original crew. That would imply that they survive 1 million years in the stasis pod, which should be impossible. One of the unknown humans, a blonde woman who appears to be the leader, confronted Young, demanding to know who they are and how they came aboard Destiny. Colonel Young warns the blonde woman that Destiny's energy reserves are critically low, but she cut him off, repeatedly demanding to know who he is and why he was on her ship. Young agreed to explain if she halted her system's reactivation. She ordered her team to comply. He revealed that they reached Destiny from dialing the nice chevron from Atlantis, prompting her to explain that Atlantis was in early stages of development when Destiny was launched. Their discussion ends abruptly with one of her crew members collapsing. Holding them at gunpoint, she ordered Young and Eli to carry him to the infirmary. She explained that herself and her team were engineers stranded on board Destiny for millions of years, leaving both groups with the same fate. Once in the infirmary, it was unclear what caused the Ancient to collapse. It soon became apparent that the other 4 team members were showing similar symptoms. Young suggested that their own medical personnel examine them to find out what was causing their sickness. He instructed Eli to revive members of the crew to help, referring Scott as Lucian, which initially confused Eli, but he complies. It was later revealed that Lucian is code for foothold situation. With Scott leading, the crew struggles to regain control of Destiny from the other crew, while also addressing the resource shortages and the illnesses affecting the Ancients. Unable to determine the cause of the illness, Lieutenant Tamara Johannesson, also referred as TJ, suggests using the communication stones to reach the doctors back on Earth. With Dr. Gary's guidance, they discover the Ancients' immune system missed millions of years of evolution, leaving them vulnerable to even the minor cold. The only way to save them appears to be a powerful super immune booster. Unfortunately, the booster is still in testing on Earth. This forced the Destiny crew to locate and gather its rare ingredients from their surrounding area of space. The Ancients' long-forgotten knowledge of advanced systems and technology helped accelerate the vessel's repairs. Using this information, the engineers were able to reactivate the repair drones, allowing them to fix damaged areas the crew couldn't reach. Access to these newly restored sections provided the Destiny crew with much-needed resources, while the drones restored critical systems back online, improving the ship's overall efficiency. With Destiny's assistance, the crew was given the gate address where they could find the material needed to create the immune booster. With these repairs completed, the crew realized they had access to auxiliary reactor control. Once fully restored, it would finally allow them to power the shields and possibly use the Stargate to go back home. However, their biggest challenge remains gathering material needed for the booster without being destroyed by the drones. The plan was straightforward: jump into the system, give the team enough time to access the planet's gates, and then get out of the region before attack begins. Once the team reached the planet, they discovered an obelisk that generated a powerful force field, shielding them from the drone attack. Protected by the field, they were able to gather the kelp needed to create the booster and save the ancient engineers. Back on board Destiny, another problem emerged. Even if the reactor was fully restored, they wouldn't have enough power to run both the shields and the weapons at the same time. With time running out, the crew located a nearby star and used it to replenish the ship's reserves before returning to rescue the away team. The star they were using to recharge their ship was on the verge of going supernova. If they did not act immediately, both the away team on the planet and the crew on board the vessel would be lost. With the newly acquired power supplies, the ship could finally operate its shields and its weapons at full capacity. This will allow them to repel the drones and retrieve the remaining crew from the planet before it was too late. After escaping the supernova, the Doctor created a booster to help the Ancients recover. Once they were strong enough, the Ancients began teaching the Destiny crew on how to properly use the ship's technology. For the first time, many of the crew felt hopeful. They finally had more control of the ship, and with the help of the ancient engineers, there was a chance that some people could return home, while others could stay to carry on Destiny's mission. Dr. Rush, however, was not convinced. He did not trust the Ancients and warned the crew that Stargate Command had tons of reports about the bad experiences they had with them. He also questioned how they survived so long in stasis and urged everyone to be careful. The miniseries ended with Destiny crew looking ahead to the future and slowly building a relationship with their newly found crew members. Overall, this miniseries that continued after season 2 received mixed reviews. Some fans disliked the art style and felt the storyline was underwhelming, while others saw it as a reasonable continuation of the show. Personally, I didn't have strong expectations for how this series should continue. Stargate Universe always followed its own path and stood apart from the other Stargate series. I do agree with many reviewers that the art style wasn't my favorite. However, the story did have some interesting moments. I was glad to see that the ship was finally repaired, making the crew far less vulnerable. I also found it intriguing that this series hinted at learning more about ancient culture and what they were like as individuals before they ascended. If they did continue the series in this direction, I would like to see an episode focusing on the ancients that joined the crew. This would allow us to better know who they are and if they would be a problem in the future. It would be great with the ancients' help that they were able to find a way to send some of the crew back home. This would shift the story away from trying to get back to Earth and instead focusing on exploring new worlds and interacting with part of the universe that hasn't been influenced by the ancients or any other civilization we've seen before. With the new Stargate series in the works, we might finally get to see the final conclusion of the SGU storyline, and if we're lucky, maybe eventually get an animation series which has been talked about for years. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe, and also click on the notification button and the hype button to help improve the impact of this video. For more sci-fi content, then please check out these other 2 videos, my socials, and my newsletter generating sci-fi information on a weekly basis. Thank you for watching Utopian Broadcast, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Thank you.